everyone, it's Bon. I'm an active listener on 7 Cups of Tea. Last time I did a video, I was talking about how I work at an animal shelter to get over my chronic migraines, and also because I love animals. Today I'm here to tell you about how I foster, and today we have a special guest. This is Pumpkin. Say hi, Pumpkin. Okay. Okay, get some. So I picked up fostering because I moved into a different apartment. It's just me and one roommate now, and I finally started making enough money that I felt comfortable in paying the extra rent and the security deposit for an animal. And also I ran out of time, and so I can't actually go to the shelter for those 2-hour or 4-hour blocks of time to spend time with the animals anymore. So it's really nice just having them here. And plus, fostering has been a really fulfilling activity because I just get to meet so many different personalities, and I get to teach them how to grow and trust and just kind of learn to love. Right now Pumpkin is purring as I'm petting them. So more on Pumpkin in a minute. But I just kind of wanted to explain how I developed from going to the shelter twice every week to just now kind of having animals live in my home. So a lot of people ask me, how can you foster? It's so difficult to me to, give the animals away to get them adopted. And so far, all of my animals have been adopted, which, while it is sad, I am happy that they have an actual home now. And even though I'm the one who has taught them how to love and be affectionate, now they have a family that they can then transfer that love and affection to. So it's just a really fulfilling experience. So one of my favorite things about the fostering experience is so whenever I get them, I get the shelter picture, which is their intake picture. They're usually, terrified, or they're not comfortable. They're in, usually one of those metal kennels or something like that. And then whenever I give them back to the shelter, I usually give them pictures that I've taken myself. And so you'll get to see a few of those. And it's really amazing the transformation I feel that the animal goes through while you are fostering them. So first, I'd like to talk about Pockets. Pockets was the first cat that I got to foster. She was a little black, I think she was an 8-week-old kitten, but she was only a pound or something ridiculous like that. I think they even had her weight in ounces. She needed to be above 2 pounds. That's a healthy weight for her. So I got her. She wouldn't really let me get close to her. She would just kind of be around me, staring at me and whatever. She was very picky about food. She needed encouragement eating, and she did not like it when I went to school. Going to school, hello Pumpkin, was one of the hardest things because she would just meow and whine, and whenever you left and you came back, sorry, Pumpkin is staring at something. You would come home and she would just immediately start meowing, saying, "Let me out of the room, let me be with you, let me be next to you." And Pockets was kind of a pretty good insight, I think, into how the experience is going to be. I had to give Pockets antibiotics. You usually will have to give your foster animal some medicine because usually, there are kittens and then there are adults, and there's different reasons for them as to why you would have to foster them. So for adults, it could be because they're finishing out a stray hold. It could be because they just got out of surgery, which is what pumpkin situation is. Or it's been a really long time that they've been in the shelter, and so they're kind of starting to get shelter fatigue. They get sad, and it's not good to have a depressed cat. You want your cats to be happy and feel like they're in a home. And so Pockets, we had the medicine, we had the attention, we had the encouragement to eat, and we had the just crazy ball of kitten experience. So that was Pockets. Pockets was very cute. Pockets was adopted, I think, 2 days after I gave her back. So Pockets went away fast. The next girl I had, her name was Shy Girl. So she was very shy. I think that's why they named her Shy Girl. So I was holding her the day I got her. I was holding her in my lap and just playing some relaxing music, and my roommates came home in that door that's behind me. My roommate came home and she freaked out. She ran away. She ran under the couch. I couldn't I couldn't get a hold of her. And I thought she would come out eventually, but she wouldn't. It was hours, and so I finally just had to literally move the couch and extract her. Shy Girl was interesting. So apparently there's this segment under your sink where it's not actually closed off, and I mean, it's not a big area. I don't know if it's for ventilation because it doesn't connect directly to the network of the sinks. It's just this empty space. And apparently this is a common issue because whenever I called the foster department and I was like, I finally found my cat and she was underneath the sink, and they were like, oh, yep, they go there. Okay. So she did this, and the first night she did this, I freaked out. I tore the house apart because I couldn't find her, and I didn't know how I was going to explain to the foster department that I lost, my cat. So I fell asleep lightly. It was a very light sleep. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and she had, I guess, come out eventually and was just sleeping on me. And I was like, oh my god, Shy Girl. Shy Girl is okay. So that was my experience with Shy Girl. I got her to, I think, be a little more trusting. She, wouldn't run whenever the door would open. She was okay with, people being around. And so I think that was a good experience. Shy Girl got adopted, I think, a week after I gave her back. As I said before, all of my cats have been adopted so far, so I take that as a success. So the next cat that I had is probably my favorite. I know I'm not supposed to pick favorites, but so she came in. I actually got called specifically to pick her up, and so she was very intelligent, but she looked the size of a 4-week-old cat, but she had the intelligence of a 12 to 16-week-old cat. And so that was very disturbing that she was so small and weighed so little. So what happened with her is while she was, so her mother, was feeding her and her litter, and a car hit the mother while this happened, and the mom died immediately. Someone found the kittens. 2 of them were dead already, and then one of them continued to vomit until it got dehydrated and just... So Unicorn was the only one who survived that, and so I got Unicorn. She was very tiny, and I think I had her for the longest of all the cats that I had as well, because she was just in really bad shape. She could not go to the bathroom on her own. I had to carry her and put her in the litter box every single time. I had to make gruel, so it's even more watery than like normal wet food is. Like she just absolutely could not, she wasn't developed enough, even though she should have been. She was smaller than my foot when I first got her, but over time she eventually, she became a pal of mine. Like I got really used to her mannerisms and she got used to my mannerisms. I even had a thing where I would call to her and then she would crawl up my leg and so then I could hold her. So that was pretty cute. And she made this picture. It's the cutest picture where she put her paw up like this, like oh snap or oh my, and then that picture is still my phone background. The day I had to give up Unicorn was really sad because she was walking, she was running, she was playing, whereas before all she could do is sit, and her meow was like this little, sounded like someone zipping something up. My friends would call her zip tie. But she had a meow now. She had a voice, and her tummy was all sticking out because she was a well-fed cat. And she got adopted, I think, like the same day I brought her in. So she was a good kitten. I have a lot of pictures of her as well. Then the next cat I had was my first boy cat and also my first adult cat. So his name was Bobby. He had a bobtail. I don't have any good pictures of his bobtail because he does not like pictures. It was hard to get pictures of him. He was a climber, like definitely a climber. In fact, the first day I always let them out of their cage to let them kind of like chill out and like see what's going on, scope out the room. And when I came back into the room, he was on top of my like 8-foot tall bookshelf that doesn't have like anything to climb to get up there. And I was just like, how did you get up there? And he just kind of looked at me like, this is no big deal. I do this all the time. I believe he was only with me because he was finishing out a stray hold. He actually ended up going to the Denver Cat Cafe. I have yet to go there. I don't have much time off of school, but I would love to go and visit it one day, sip coffee, eat danishes, and play with my old foster cat. I think that would be pretty cool. The last cat I had before this winter break, her name was India. She I'm not going to talk about India because it's kind of a gross story that involves a lot of poop. But let's get to talking about Pumpkin. So this is Pumpkin. Pumpkin was surrendered by his original owner. Yeah, so he had an exploratory surgery. So you can't see it, but there you go. His tummy is all cut open. They found out that the pouch between his stomach and his intestine was like inflamed or irritated or something. So right now he can only eat food the size of a golf ball, and I have to feed him 4 times a day. So hopefully we can get him up to a proper weight. He's currently at 7 pounds, and a cat his size is really supposed to be like 15 pounds. So we'll see how that goes. I hope he does well. So far I've only had him a day, but he seems to like me. He's chilling next to me. He immediately made my room his home. He didn't seem to mind at all. So he's really friendly. He also needs encouragement to eat. But so yeah, that's all the cats I've been fostering, and it's just been really great. And I love to see some videos from you guys about what you do in your spare time when you're not a listener on 7 Cups of Tea. Okay, bye everyone.